So this morning I am fixing one of my air cannons. Well, it's actually my only air cannon, but I have a bunch of different cannons. I have a small little alcohol cannon. I've got a hairspray cannon, and this is my alcohol cannon, or pieces of it. So I use these for my science experiments and use them as the finale. And unfortunately, during the last finale, I pressurized this chamber, which you're seeing here, and the end broke off. So the other pieces are in my shed, but this is the part that needs fixing. So the air cannon is just two pieces of 3.5-inch PVC with different ends. So of course this just has an end cap welded on it, and I actually got this from a friend who was emptying out his theater room and just was going to throw it away, and I said, no, I'll take it. So it looks like they just took a bicycle stem, drilled a hole in the cap after they put it on, and put the stem through, and then just glued it in place. And then I added some more epoxy just to make sure. And of course we have a huge valve on this end, which you don't see, but that's not the part that broke. That just unscrews. This is the part that broke off. Actually, it broke off right here. The shoulder just went snap. So ran down to my local hardware store, just bought a reducer. This is a 3.5 by 1.5 reducer. So 3.5 on this side, 1.5 here. And just another little nipple conversion. This is a 1.5 to 1.25, because the valve that I have, it's a big old ball valve, is a 1.25-inch ball valve. So this will just fit in here like this. I'm going to push that down in there, get it going in there. We'll put some Christie's solvent on it, let it sit for an hour, and we should be good to go. I like this because this was a very simple fix, and I was very sad when this broke, and I was afraid I was going to have to rebuild the whole thing, but apparently not. So the cement is a tube. Wow, that is on there really tight, and it's leaking. Yay! Well, so much for my gloves. Jeez. So we're going to put the primer on as per instructions on both sides. There's a primer on the male nipple, primer on the inside. I think I'm just going to do this one at a time just in case something goes awry. So now we'll use the red hot blue glue. That almost sounds like a Dr. Seuss line from a Dr. Seuss book. Holy mother, goodness sakes. I'm going to pause while I try and get this sucker off. Or there is no pausing. Oh, great. Santo del Jorge. All right, going to grab some pliers. That is really on there tight. Good thing I'm next to the tool shed. Ah, there it goes. Got it. Oh, now this is definitely reminding me of Dr. Seuss. It's blue. Blue goo for chewy chewing. That's what that goo goose is doing. Anyone read that besides me? Fox and socks. Okay, just marry those two together. It says give it a half quarter turn as you do it. So we do that. There it is. Little gooey. We'll just wipe that off. There we go. And I have blue goo all over the ground here. You have to wipe that off. The ground is actually my trampoline. Yay. Why am I not using my work table? That's a good question. It's because it has my other side's project in the middle of it right now. Take a look at this. This is my Rubens tube. Oh, there we go. So a Rubens tube is just a long pipe with a bunch of tiny little holes drilled in it. This end is connected to my speaker, which I hold on. Wow, let's get some light in here. Which I hold on with clamps. The other side is connected to the propane tank right there. Turn on the propane. This just becomes a burner, just like any other barbecue or stovetop burner. The difference is when you put music in it, which is connected to my little stereo system here from about 40 years ago, it creates a standing wave inside the tube, and the fire obeys the standing wave. The fire takes the shape of the standing wave, and if the standing wave moves or changes, so does the fire. Basically, you have dancing fire. It's really pretty cool. I'll have to do that in another video. So now we're going to use the primer on the inside tube. Get that all good and primed in there. Do the same thing for the outside of the main body of the tube. I've done this with primer and without primer. I definitely like primer. Just creates a better seal. And since I'm putting 90 pounds of pressure in this tube, I'm going to want a very good seal. All right, now for the blue goo. And this is the home stretch here. It recommends that you take off all the burrs and dust and dirt off the edge of your pipe, which I have previously done. I used a miter saw to cut off the old broken end. Had to cut it a couple of times to get it nice and smooth. There you go, all nice and goopy. No problem. Marry these two together and give it a quarter turn. Push it. I'm pushing it and turning it. There we go. That is done. So we'll just let that dry for an hour and we will fire it up. Yay for us.